What's up, guys? We're here with Monday Night NFL Football action here for Week 6. We're going to take a deep dive on the Bills versus Falcons and the Bears versus Commanders. I'll give up my favorite bets against the spread and over-under, and we're going to look at a bunch of player props on this game as well, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and player availability being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, a very busy Sunday out there over multiple sports. Now, we got off to a rough start there in the early game. Denver -7 was a brick for us. Genuinely one of the worst football games I've ever watched in my entire life. Denver gets the 13-11 win in a game that actually made me think that both of these teams are way worse than what I thought they were before I watched that game. We had the Rams at -7. That was a nice 17-3 win there for the Rams, so we take the win on that one for sure. A bit of a weird game. Their defense was really the winning factor, along with just terrible play from everyone on the Ravens except for Derrick Henry, who had a massive game in that one. We had Dallas -3, a straight up 30-27 loss there for the Cowboys. Dak had a pretty good game, but Dallas had no running game going in that one at all. They had zero answer for Rico Dowdle, who put up 220 yards of total offense against them, so pretty embarrassing there for Dallas to end up losing that game to the Panthers, although they did have their chances in that game. But if you can't stop the running game, you're going to have a rough time. We did have the Steelers at -6. That one probably should have been our lock of the day, honestly, because Tomlin, coming off a bye week, stays getting those comfortable wins. A 23-9 win over the Browns in their unsettled quarterback situation. Rodgers played mistake-free, and the running game even got going there, and the defense looked very, very good for the Steelers. We still have the Chiefs live at -2.5 there on Sunday Night Football. Recording this one a little bit early so you guys get the good lines. We have the Bengals +14.5 as our dog of the day, and here at time of recording, they're down 7-10, so putting up a pretty good fight there against the Packers, so hopefully they can hold on and keep that one competitive. We had the Colts -7 as our massive lock of the day, and the Colts have been great to us this season, but they finally let us down in this one. They do eventually win 31-27 on a day their defense looked absolutely terrible, and they somehow made this game close despite being clearly the much better team. So that was a bit disappointing. Hopefully we get the Chiefs and the Bengals to come through and put this day in the green column, but we'll see how those two games go, guys. Let's go ahead and dive in now. We've got two very nice Monday Night Football games. Love these double slates there on Monday night, so let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we're going to be looking at the Buffalo Bills as they go on the road here to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Bills come into this game 4-1 on the season, just took their first loss of the year in pretty, I'm not going to say fully embarrassing fashion, but it didn't look great there in that 23-20 loss against New England. After a close game there against Miami, a competitive kind of game against the Saints, losing straight up against New England, maybe we should have seen that one coming because it was not a great day out there for the Bills. Josh Allen, fairly pedestrian numbers, although he's really having to do it all by himself. He completed 22 of 31 passes for 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, was only sacked once. He also ran the ball 9 times for 53 yards, being the leading rusher on the team. For Josh Allen isn't really something you would love to see for him. I mean, I guess if that's the way it's going to go, that's the way it's going to go, but not necessarily a great look. Not a great day there for James Cook. 15 carries for 49 yards, not amazing. Dalton Kincaid was the leading receiver, and he had a great day, 108 yards catching all 6 of his targets. But really, guys, it's starting to feel like there's not that much around Josh Allen on this team, and if he's not going to have transcendent performances, how are the Bills going to generate enough offense to win games? We'll have to wait and see, but it did not look great there last week. Now, defensively, the Bills made Drake May look really good. And maybe Drake May is really good, but they did sack him 4 times, didn't give up any touchdown passes, but couldn't stop Ramondre Stevenson there in the red zone. And yeah, it just was not a great day there for the Bills defensively against a Patriots offense that definitely has some limitations. So we'll see how this one goes. They couldn't slow down Stephon Diggs whatsoever, not at all. So having to go up against Drake London here in the not too distant future doesn't exactly bode extremely well. We'll see how that goes, obviously, here for the Falcons, but I'm a little bit worried about this situation for the Bills here on defense. Not looking like a great defensive team. Over the course of the season, they're 17th in the NFL, giving up 22.6 points per game. They are second in rushing yards per game, so that's nice. They're third in points for, but if you look back, a lot of that came in that 41-40 win against Baltimore. That was a miracle in week 1. Then in week 2, a 30-10 win against the Jets, a 31-20 win over Miami. They've had a pretty easy schedule here, Buffalo has, so maybe they're in a little bit over their heads. We'll see what they can do here as they go on the road to take on the Falcons. Now, the Bills' injury report for this week is not looking amazing. Dalton Kincaid could end up missing this game, which would obviously not be ideal. And on defense, more bad news, guys. We see Matt Milano is confirmed out for this game, so they're going to be missing their starting middle linebacker, or their starting linebacker. In terms of other injuries for the defense, we still see, two big guys there on the defensive line are still suspended. They'll be back soon, but not for this one. And we have just a litany of guys that are on the IR here for this Bills defense that is looking like a shell of what they were hoping to bring to the table in the offseason. Looking towards the regular season, looked like they were going to be good. All of a sudden, that injury bug comes along, and they're not looking quite so hot there on the defensive side. So we'll see what they're able to do here going on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, they come into this game fresh off a big 27-34 win there over the Commanders, and they are fresh off of their bye week, so they've had plenty of time to rest and prepare for this game. In that win over the Commanders, liked a lot of what we saw from Atlanta. Michael Penix Jr., a very nice day back there, completed 20 of 26 passes for 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and was only sacked 1 time. So very, very good protection back there. He's also getting the ball out pretty well, pretty quickly. The running game was also working pretty well. I'm not going to say it was like a monster day for them on the ground, but Robinson, 17 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Algier, 16 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown. That two-headed monster definitely seems to be working. Penix not having to do much with his legs, and he's doing a good job of getting the ball down the field. We liked what we saw, a 69-yard reception there from Robinson. Also, Drake London, a big day, caught 8 out of his 10 targets for 110 yards and a touchdown with a 43-yard catch mixed in there. So a lot of good news offensively for the Falcons. They continue to get better and better. Penix seems to be getting more and more mature back there. So just a lot of good news for Atlanta from what they were able to do last week. Seems like things are starting to fall into place. Now, defensively, they were going up against the Mariota-led Commanders, not the Jaden Daniels-led Commanders. So there is a difference there. They held the passing game in check pretty well. Against the running game, maybe a few issues there. Didn't let Mariota do too much to hurt them with his legs, which might be a good sign, but I mean, stopping Josh Allen from running the ball, an awful lot different there than stopping Marcus Mariota. They did slow down, maybe a little bit the Washington running attack. I mean, Rodriguez had 59 yards against them. Krosky Merritt had 47 on 7 carries, so not exactly amazing numbers there against the run, but I do think this Falcons team is decent defensively, despite the fact they only came with 1 interception and 2 sacks in that game. Probably going to have a little bit of a tougher time in this one. We'll see, though. I'm not low necessarily on the Falcons defense. Not super high. They're around NFL average, giving up 21.5 points per game. The rushing attack, though, for the Falcons is elite. They've looked pretty good. Now, a 3-point loss against Tampa Bay to start the season isn't looking so bad. Blew out the Vikings. That crazy game against Carolina where they borderline played better than Carolina but still got shut out 30-0. That was super, super weird. I think coming off their bye week, they're probably feeling pretty confident, and they're looking fairly healthy in general. Looking at the injury report here, we do see Darnell Mooney is going to be out for this game. Other than that, they're looking very, very healthy there offensively, though. That's a big, big deal. Also, a healthy offensive line coming into this game is very, very important. On defense, also looking pretty healthy. They have had some bumps and bruises and are missing some guys for the season, but right now the starting lineup looking pretty good. Billy Bowman Jr. could be sidelined for them, which wouldn't be ideal. Dealing with that hamstring issue does make me think there's a good chance he sits this one out, but that is not confirmed. So maybe it's not as bad as they're saying. Maybe there's a chance he'll be back for this game. So looking at the numbers here for this one, the Falcons are getting 4 points here at home. We've got a total of 50 in this game. In terms of the weather, we're in a dome in a super temperate weather. Maybe a little bit hot though for those Bills players, being down there in Atlanta when they're used to being up in Buffalo. Could be maybe a tiny edge there for the Falcons in terms of, how they're going to be feeling weather-wise. In terms of trends here, guys, the Bills, they're 2-3 against the spread this year. They're 3-2 to the over. Atlanta's 2-2 against the spread. They're 3-1 to the under. Guys, I'm going to be leaning here a bit towards the Falcons getting 4 points. Seems like some good value to me. Ed Oliver being back should help out the Bills' rush defense that has been terrible. But is that going to be enough to slow down a very solid Falcons rushing attack? We'll see. They've given up the most runs of 10-plus yards in the NFL this season. Guys, the Falcons, playing at home, coming off their bye week, seems like a great spot. The Bills are banged up. I think their inability to stop the run is going to be what keeps them from getting a comfortable win in this one. If the Falcons can keep this to a field goal, that's all we really need. And playing at home, well rested, I think there's a chance they're live to just win this game straight up. So if you wanted to take the Falcons just to win this one on the money line, I don't think that is insane. Now, in terms of the total here, we've got a total of 50. Guys, the under is 7-0 in the Falcons' last 7 games as a home underdog, and the under is 5-0 in the Bills' last 5 games as road favorites when they're coming off a home loss. That last one is a very, very niche stat. I'm not putting too much weight on that one, but I do think with both teams wanting to run the ball here, we're going to see the clock moving a lot. I do think the under is a pretty solid play in this one, and taking primetime unders still looks like a good idea to me. Now, in terms of some player props for this game, I will take Josh Allen here to get 2 passing touchdowns at minus 130. It's not an amazing price, but he's had 2 passing touchdowns in 4 of his 5 games this season. I fully expect him to see him do something similar in this game. He's really the only hope that the Bills have to win games, it feels like at this point. Not getting much MVP hype at the moment. I think he's in a bounce back spot after back-to-back mediocre games. Is this going in the pinned comment though? I would say probably not. Robbins here and over 74.5 rushing yards at minus 110. With the Bills struggling against the run through the last 3 games, he's found a lot of success for sure, including 75 yards on 17 carries against Washington back in week 4. He's rested coming into this one. I think him getting to 75 yards in this game is very, very live. Another running prop that I like here is Algier to get over 30.5 rushing yards at minus 115. Had 51 yards last week, or not last week, week 4 last against Washington. I think we'll see the Commanders use him a good amount like we saw versus Minnesota and Washington, where he found a lot of success. So I definitely think him to get to 31 rushing yards, very, very live in this spot. And a bit of a niche cut here, guys. I'll take Joshua Palmer over 18.5 receiving yards at minus 115. He's been over this number in 4 out of 5 weeks, had 36 yards last week despite only getting 2 targets and catching them both. This seems like a great value here, and we have Dalton Kincaid injured for this game, so there might be a few more targets available here for Palmer. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description and go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NFL, NCAA football, MLB, UFC, and NHL picks. We've got NBA season coming up right around the corner, so now is a fantastic time to click that link in the description and go over to StumpTheSpread.com and check out all the premium stuff we offer over there. You also want to get over to StumpTheSpread.com and check out all the free stuff. You don't have to spend money to go over there, guys. It's absolutely free to check our exclusive free picks that are only posted over there at StumpTheSpread.com. That's also where you'll find our free-to-use bet size calculator. And maybe most importantly, that's where you'll get on our free email list. It's a fantastic resource every single day. All you have to do to go over there is click the link in the description or just get to StumpTheSpread.com any way you want to. Click that login button, set up a free account. All we'll ask for is your name and your email address. That'll get you on the email list, and you'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day with tons of great information. There'll be free picks in those emails every day. Parlays are included in those emails, tons of great write-ups on all the major sports, and tons of great information on niche sports like golf, NASCAR, tennis, all kinds of great information on all of those. And with the NBA season coming up and college football every week and NFL every week, there's tons of big write-ups in there on all kinds of great bets, touchdown props every single week, all kinds of good stuff in there. You definitely want to get on that email list, guys. It's a fantastic resource. And you definitely want to get over there to StumpTheSpread.com and check out all the premium stuff we offer, guys. Coming off a big week of NCAA football action. NHL season is in full swing, coming off a very, very solid Saturday out there, and lots of good stuff in the college football streets and in NFL this week so far. Obviously, we have games still to go, but in the NFL, we cashed the Jets at plus 7.5 as a 0.75 unit play. That was a solid win. Jets couldn't quite come through on the money line, although that was very, very close. The Chargers did let us down. That was a weird one. Honestly, the Chargers looking like a mess right now, although they do, figure things out, I guess. But the Steelers were our biggest play of the day. A 2-unit play there on the Steelers minus 4.5. Got on that one very, very early in the week. That's a big bonus for our premium members. We're going to be putting out plays ahead of time, way ahead of time, taking advantage of the early lines. Here in the video, we got the Steelers at minus 6. The premium members got that on like Monday or Tuesday or something at minus 4.5. So a solid win there on the Steelers. Also, the Seahawks on the money line came through as well. So a nice winning day of NFL action that could get even bigger depending on how things work out down the stretch. So definitely want to get over there to StumpTheSpread.com, check all of that out. And also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get the name on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. And you're about to see a members only giveaway here right now, guys, because we're going to put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We're going to spin it live here on the video, and you're going to see who is going to be the winner of a free Stump the Spread hoodie. Here we go, guys. Clicking the button. Let's see who's winning the Stump the Spread hoodie here on the 13th. We do a giveaway like this every single week, and this week's winner is going to be, looks like it's going to be Neil C. Congratulations, Neil C. Get down in the comments. Let us know that you see that you won the hoodie giveaway for this week. We'll get in touch with you, let you know how to get us your size and your address and all that kind of good stuff, and we can get that hoodie out to you as soon as possible. It takes 7 to 14 days to get it. Usually it's a lot closer to 7 than it is to 14. So guys, definitely sign up for a YouTube channel membership just by hitting that join button right below the video if you want to get in on these giveaways that we run every single week, and if you want the early access to these videos that you will also get every single day. So definitely get in on that if you're interested, but we got to dive back in. We've got 2 Monday Night Football games to cover this week. Love these double Monday Night Football slates. So let's go ahead and get after it. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Chicago Bears as they go on the road here to take on the Washington Commanders. The Bears come into this game 2-2 on the season. They're also fresh off their bye week. They beat Las Vegas in their last game, and it was a close one. They end up winning 25-24. That was after beating Dallas, so they are in a 2-game winning streak. Been a bit of a weird season here for the Bears, but seems like they could potentially be rounding into form. Interesting to see Caleb Williams finally looking a lot better. Didn't face much of a pass rush there against the Raiders. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, only sacked once as well, but did pass for 212 yards and was kind of efficient there throwing the ball. So steps in the right direction. I'm sure Bears fans are feeling a lot better about the potential future there. In terms of the running game, DeAndre Swift, not an amazing day, 14 carries for 38 yards, but did find the end zone. They would love to see him be a little bit more useful there in the running game, but he is also useful in the passing game at times. Adunze, a big day, caught 4 out of 8 targets for 69 yards and a touchdown. Definitely want to see DJ Moore get a little bit more involved there, but he did have a decent day as well. The Bears only had that 1 turnover, so a good day out there against an albeit not amazing Raiders defense, obviously. So we'll see. We'll see if they can do a few things to make things look a little bit better here. Running the ball more effectively and being a little bit more efficient there in the passing game would definitely help. Now, in terms of their defense last week, that was amazing. Although, catching 3 interceptions from Geno Smith isn't that special. You can kind of guarantee that guy's going to throw a couple right to the other team, but really not horrible. Like Genty did get a lot of running yards against them, which could be a concern here against the Commanders. The Commanders aren't at full strength, so we'll see if the Bears' running defense can be a little bit better. And great news for the Bears is they're getting a lot healthier coming into this game. This could be the healthiest that we've seen the Chicago Bears all season long. Now, over the course of the season, they're 28th in the NFL, giving up 29.3 points per game. But I do think we're going to see that change here a bit because they're looking much healthier now offensively. Basically fully healthy. Really nobody sitting out that I would care too much about. Like, they're looking very much good to go coming into this game. Caleb Williams healthy, Swift healthy, Moore healthy. You see what we're saying here, guys. This is a very healthy Chicago Bears team coming into this game. On defense as well, things have gotten much better. We do see Grady Jarrett going to be sidelined for this one, but other than that, they are fully healthy. They're getting lots of guys back that had been out for a while, so things are looking much better for a Bears defense that was coming into the season as a highly touted defense, a defense that was supposed to be among the elite in the league, and I do think they still have that in them to be, very good defensively. So we'll see if they can make that happen in this one as they go on the road, taking the Washington Commanders. Now, the Commanders have had quite this season. They're 3-2 overall. Week 1 win against the Giants, they looked great. Then not so great against the Packers. A blowout win over the Raiders. Then a loss to Atlanta. And then last week, a big 27-10 win against the Chargers. So a big step in the right direction there. Obviously, I'm sure they were very happy to have Jaden Daniels back for that game. And he looked good. Not going to say he looked great. I mean, 231 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Only sacked once. That's all good. My concern for him is those 8 carries for 39 yards didn't exactly look amazing. Like, he was okay out there, but didn't seem fully comfortable trying to move around with that brace on and stuff. Like, just seemed like a bit of a big ask for him. So we'll see. Obviously, he's got another week under his belt. Maybe he's a little bit healthier here. I do project that he's still going to be wearing that brace, though. I don't think that's something that's going away. So maybe he just gets more used to it. But as someone who's tried to play sports athletically with a brace, it always makes something of a difference. Now, the running game there, Ja'Cory McCoskey Merritt, 14 carries, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Chargers. That's awesome. Now, the Chargers defense is banged up. Will they be able to do something similar here against the Bears, who are less banged up this week than they were weeks before? We'll see. I do think the Commanders will be able to run the ball somewhat. Will it be a dominant force in this game? Maybe a little bit less dominant than we would have thought. Deebo Samuel had a massive game last week against the Chargers. Caught 8 out of 11 balls for 96 yards and a touchdown, but he's now banged up coming into this game. Might not even end up playing. So that is a concern. Offensively here, the Commanders had a pretty good day against Justin Herbert. Picked him off once, had 4 sacks in that game, 5 total if you count the one they had against Trey Lance. Did a good job against the running attack. Didn't let Amari Hampton get too much going. 12 carries for 44 yards for him. Not that crazy. Kept Keenan Allen in check. He only caught 5 out of 9 targets, so that's a good day as well, and created a fumble. So a pretty decent day for the Commanders defensively. Now, over the course of the season, how pumped are we about this defense? Well, they are 9th in the NFL, giving up 20.2 points per game, so really not bad, but, I'm not super sold on this defense necessarily. I think they're fine. I don't think they're elite. Now, looking at the injury report here for the Commanders, this is going to come in big. And right off the bat, Terry McLaurin being out. That is a big problem. Noah Brown being out. That's a small problem. And Deebo Samuel being questionable, that's potentially a massive problem for them. If he's out for this game, dealing with a heel issue, once you see Deebo start to get banged up, his effectiveness seems to go way, way down. Not a great sign here. We'll see if he's able to play in this game. Seems very, very up in the air. He only managed 1 limited practice. That was on Friday during week 6 prep. Yeah, we'll see. It seems like there's a chance he could end up not playing. It's going to come down to a game time decision reportedly, though. So we'll see. Even if he does play, though, how effective is he going to be? I feel like that's very up in the air. Now, other than all those 3 injuries, the offense is healthy. That's great. Defensively, they're fairly healthy, missing a few people for the year, as you would expect on any NFL level defense. But yeah, I am a little bit worried about the injury situation this week for the Washington Commanders. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, the Commanders are 5.5-point favorites in this one. We've got a total of 50 out there. The weather for this game is something of a concern. 12-mile-an-hour winds, possible rain showers, temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm not going to say the passing game is going to be drastically impacted, but I do think it could have some impact, and the kicking game could definitely be affected in this one. I'm not sure on the wind direction in terms of field orientation, but regardless, kicking the wind can get pretty sketchy at times. And 12 miles an hour isn't a gale force wind or anything like that, but it's enough to make a difference, especially when you've got guys trying to kick 60-yard field goals these days. So we'll see what difference that makes in terms of some trends for this game. The Bears, they're 2-2 against the spread this year. They are 3-1 to the over. Washington's 3-2 against the spread. They're 3-2 to the under. Guys, in terms of our bet against the spread in this one, I definitely like the Bears and the points. They're going to be healthier in this game than they've been all season long, and getting this many points seems like a pretty good spot. They are playing on the road. That makes me like Chicago at least a little bit in this one, though, with the weather to go out and keep this one within a field goal or less, and getting nearly a touchdown of value. Like, this feels like a very solid underdog spot for me. I think the Bears will be able to run the ball against the Commanders, at least somewhat, and they should be able to slow down the Commanders' running game now that the Bears' defense is looking more healthy. So a lot of positives there for the Bears. I definitely think they're going to keep this one close. In terms of the total here, I think this is going to be a run-heavy game. And especially if the weather kicks in, that's going to make me lean towards the under in this one quite a bit. If there's any significant rain in this one, that definitely helps. And yeah, taking unders in these primetime games still doesn't feel terrible to me. So under 50 in this one has a chance to make the pinned comment. In terms of some player props for this game, we've got 4 that I think are reasonable to consider. And first up, I'll take DJ Moore here over 40.5 receiving yards at -110. Now, if the weather is terrible, that could end up being a problem, but he was over this number the first 2 weeks of the season. I think coming off the bye week, going to get some more targets, and even if they are short yardage, he's capable of getting some good yards after the catch. He's athletic enough. He can break some tackles, big enough. He can break some tackles. So I do think this is a solid spot for him to get quite a few receiving yards in this game. Maybe not 100, but getting to 41 seems fairly doable. I'll also take Jaden Daniels here under 44.5 rushing yards at -110, coming off a knee injury and didn't look super comfortable in the brace, putting up only 39 yards on 8 rushing attempts the last time he was on the field. So feels like his quickness might be a bit impacted here. And if that's the case, like, I think he could have a little bit of trouble against the speed that the Bears are capable of putting on the field. So definitely like his under on rushing yards. I will take Krosky Merritt's under 70.5 rushing yards in this game at -115 as well. He had a massive 111 yards on 14 carries last week against the Chargers, but in this one, going against a newly healthy Bears defense, I struggled to see him having back-to-back massive days. That 111 yards was a bit of an outlier for him statistically, so I don't see him snapping off, getting to 71 rushing yards in this game. Might feel a little bit crazy, but I do think the under is alive in this one. And one of my favorite props on this game, I'll take Caleb Williams under 233.5 passing yards here at -115. He's been under this number in 3 out of his 4 games this season, especially if we see some wind and rain. I don't think we're going to get some big game from him through the air, even here in prime time. Could he do something on the ground? Sure, I could see that theoretically, but not going to be a monster passing game here from Caleb Williams. Although if it is, that's even better for our pick on the Bears getting the points. Guys, that's all the games we have out there for today. Hit that like button for a good look on all your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the premium stuff over there, the red hot premium picks. You definitely want to get in on that. A loaded week of NHL action and all kinds of good stuff cooking. Lots of college football games during the week this week, and obviously we've got NFL coming up on Thursday and Sunday. So definitely want to get in on that action and get on that free email list. It's a great resource every single day. Guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.